Hello, this is Matt and Josh from Yousellcomics here with another episode of Slingin Books Talkin Shop. Yousellcomics is your new multi-vendor place for selling comics, slabs, omnis, trades, and more. Yousellcomics never charges commission on any sale, sell for as low as $5.99 a month, or run your own auctions for $15.99 a month. Sign up now for a 3-month free trial at Yousellcomics.com. Lots of Morbius news this week, as we were talking about this before we started. But we'll get to that in a bit. And you can
tons of time.
Yeah. So last week we were talking about Blue Beetle and there not being a ton of news, but it looks like Sharon Stone might be in final talks to play the villainous Victoria Cord.
Be very cool.
Yeah, she's kind of had like a resurgence of like cool properties after being away for a while. Did you watch that Netflix show with Will Arnett?
I did not.
The murder. I forget what
heard very good.
It was an improv murder show. And she was in one episode. She was great in it.
Yeah.
She was doing like a terrible German accent. Yeah. So she's gone from like I don't know that she was a joke actress, but she was like an actress for eye candy and not really for acting. But now she's found new life as being a good actress. So, in popular things that people remember her from. Still, I don't think we have a date for. We do have a date for that. August 18th, 2023. Oh, they better get shooting on that soon if they want to finish all the visual effects shots.
It'll get
like we talked about last week, where
it'll get moved.
yeah. Okay. Marvel news for now. So there's a book out. I don't know that it talks about it in this, but there's a book out on the Marvel Universe that apparently is pretty good. I'll have to look that up afterwards. But the Russo brothers, Joe Russo in particular, talked about the process for Civil War and the war with Ike Perlmutter, who was notoriously a misogynist, Trump supporter, didn't want to pay actors any money. Hated women and didn't want to give Scarlett Johansson her own movie, let alone promote any other female heroes in the space. So this led to a fight over Captain America: Civil War. The Russo brothers threatened to quit the movie. Feige also weighed leaving Marvel, which was pretty that was a big story back then that he might leave. DC would have been the better for it, because I'm sure they would have offered him a couple of dump trucks full of money to come take over DC.
Probably.
But so aiming to do something risky and subversive, Feige and the Russo brothers wanted to take Marvel's two most popular characters and have them try to kill each other, which was already based in comics. Like, you had Civil War. That was the thing. I don't know. Feige already frustrated with New York's attempt to scale down the budget. Like, at this point, you've made a couple $1 billion on Marvel movies, and you want to scale down the budget? This guy's, I don't know, it's like Perlmutter's a nut. It was described as Avengers 2.5, risked having his grand plan for the Marvel Cinematic Universe ended by the famously stingy Perlmutter. According to a 2014 report from Variety, Perlmutter was so angered over Downey's potential payday for Cap 3, he ordered Iron Man to be written out of the script. So it wasn't that Iron Man didn't fit in the script, or it wouldn't have fit in the story, or it wouldn't have made the movie better. It's because he didn't want to pay him the enormous amount of money that Downey would have got for helping build the MCU. The MCU is built on Robert Downey Jr. Like, sure, people came afterwards, like Hemsworth and Evans and Scarlett Johansson, but he started it. He kicked it off. Like, you can forget about Edward Norton as a Hulk, even though it's included. It's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, agreed.
So, anyways, at the end of this all led to Disney and Bob Iger, who unfortunately retired from Disney and stepped down from the board, even though he killed it as the CEO of Disney. So they just gave Kevin full control and told New York to fuck off, essentially, and let Kevin do what he wants, given his track record from before this fight that he had with Disney. I mean Marvel. I mean, those guys.
The most.
Yeah. I'm really not sure how much Perlmutter is actually involved anymore in the day-to-day. Like,
I have no idea.
he has nothing to do with the movies now. I don't know how much influence he has over the comics. I don't know. Maybe it's just the bean counter at this point.
Yeah.
So Warner Brothers is reportedly developing a DCEU Crisis Event movie. So they're trying to speed force their way to money before they can even crawl. Warner Brothers is preparing for a massive new slate of projects within DC Extended Universe, many with major crossover potential down the road. Those will start at the end of 2022 with Black Adam and Shazam. I thought those two got pushed to next year. Shazam didn't get pushed, but I thought Black Adam got pushed.
Yeah.
Before the really wild events in the... Okay, so already I don't believe that they coordinated on this idea with these three movies.
No. I don't think so.
I already don't believe that. The multiverse will explore, multiple worlds will converge upon each other. Thus far, the biggest crossover event in DCEU came with 2017's Justice League, although that's an event that most fans would rather forget after it turned into a disaster. And now that Ezra Miller is in a bunch of trouble, is he even going to be a part of... Like, there's no way they're going to put him on the press tour for Flash when it ends up coming out.
I mean, for Flash, yeah, I feel like they're going to still put him on, but I don't...
If he behaves himself between now and then, like, I read that they took him off the press tour for Grindelwald, or whatever the Fantastic Beasts 3 is.
Yeah, that's more than a good idea.
Yeah. So I guess, like... So if they're doing a Crisis event, does this mean that Michael Keaton's Batman is going to be the Batman, and then maybe Michael B. Jordan's Superman is going to be the Superman in it? I read Crisis Event a long time ago. I barely remember it. If anyone could set that straight in the comments, whether
that's
they're...
that's a good idea about the Michael B. Jordan Superman. That's a fucking... I never thought about that.
Although, yeah, I mean, this... Oh, it's by George Perez. I mean, this Superman looks older from, like, Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
And then this Superman is a little bit gray.
Yeah.
Supergirl, Wonder Woman. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to... I'm sure there's an omnibus I should probably get, or... yeah, I can probably... Yeah, I'm sure there's an omnibus I can get to read it up on it again. I think I read it in a couple of trade papers. I don't remember where I read it. But then there's apparently Ben Affleck is still intent on finishing his time, and I thought he was already done twice.
He was done, yeah.
He came back to do reshoots for Snyder, right? A couple of times.
Yeah.
And then he's apparently in the new Flash movie. Oh, did he come back to do the shit? What's that? The Dark Side, end credit scene thing. I forget what the hell it's called. Or he's in the post-apocalyptic world or whatever.
Yeah. Maybe it was that.
Yeah. So, so we're gonna have another crossover event apparently.
Maybe they'll learn their lesson. Maybe they won't.
By now, I don't know. What's gonna happen is Doctor Strange is gonna come out. DC's gonna see it and be like, "Oh, we fucked up again. We'll have to restart." Yeah. And then it'll take another 2 or 3 year cycle to do the movies again. Okay. Also, just before we started the show today, we were talking about Jim Carrey and how he used to be an asshole on set, and we feel like he's probably easier to work with now. As weird as it sounds, it seems like he's really grown as a person. Like from his Jenny McCarthy anti-vax days, he really seems more introspective and I wouldn't say like religious, but spiritual about life in general, I guess.
Yep.
And I also just saw an interview with him saying he's retiring. Like Sonic is his last movie.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Unless something like from the Angels comes down written in gold that he feels like he has to do, he's done. But I also read, I'm pretty sure I read that Amazon greenlit Ace Ventura 3 for next year. So maybe that's his last movie, or maybe he's already shot it.
No way.
Yeah, I'm sure I read that. You can look that up, double check, but I'm sure
Yeah.
Amazon Studios was doing Ace Ventura 3. So anyways, Jim Carrey has mixed emotions on Paul Dano's Dark Riddler in The Batman. The Batman is arguably the darkest take on the Cape Crusader yet. From the look of Gotham City to the criminal element, it's safe to say that Matt Reeves' company nailed it. The film features a pretty raw version of the Riddler, and that's very different than previous versions of the character. In The Batman, Riddler is a serial killer that's looking to shed light on corruption in Gotham City, as opposed to the lighter, more comical version that Jim Carrey played in Batman Forever. Carrey definitely noticed the major change in Riddler. The actor doesn't seem to be too fond of the new film. See, this is already like, he's like, I've not seen it. Well, then why are you commenting on it?
Exactly. Like,
it's a very dark version. I have mixed emotions about it. To each his own and all that. I love him as an actor, Superman's actor, yes. There's a spot of worrying me over the gaffe for taping people's faces and encouraging people to do the same. Some sickos out there might adopt that method. I do have a conscience about things that I choose. Robotnik has cartoon bombs and no one gets hurt. I know there's a place for the Batman, and I don't want to criticize it, but it's not my kind of thing. It's very well done. You haven't seen it, so how do you know it's very well done? Those movies are very well done. Okay. I feel like this kind of goes back to the Joker hysteria of what's the last Joker movie? Joker.
yeah.
Who's that director? Yeah. Todd
Phillips.
Todd Phillips and
Todd Phillips, yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix. Like, people were, I remember the hysteria around that. Like, oh, there's going to be shootings in theaters, and people are going to lose their minds, and you should be careful when you go to the theater to watch it.
I remember that first article about, be careful, there might be a shooting, because what was it, Dark Knight, right? Like somebody...
Yeah, like 10 years before that.
Popped one off.
In Colorado. Like, yeah, so one shooting out of how many screenings? One shooting. Yeah. But there should be never any.
Never any, yes.
Yeah, never any. But, I don't know, that just seems like a bit of fear-mongering about one movie. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I get there's influential media out there, obviously, like Fox News and OAN, rev up the crazies, but I don't know, one movie. And were there copycats of Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs? Like,
not that we know of.
I don't think so. Like, you can double check on that, but I don't know. Just seems like he'd be commenting on it when he hasn't even seen it, and probably just seen the trailer. But yeah. Okay, now it's your favorite. Time to shit on Morbius.
It's okay. We'll start with the Morbius.
Which is unfortunate. It's too bad for people who were really excited about this movie. Maybe they liked it. Maybe they just had really low expectations.
I had extremely low expectations. As soon as that Sony label went across the screen, I knew it was over.
Do you know anyone who's seen it?
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, if you buy my popcorn and my drink, I'll go and see it.
I should tell Jessica that on Sunday. Like, Josh will go see the movie.
Oh my god. I saw somebody tweeted a guy that had seen a screening or whatever laughed so hard that he was asked to leave.
He was laughing so hard he was asked to leave?
Yeah. That's what he said, and literally the next tweet was, "This is not a joke," and then like stated where he was and like the reason, and oh my god, it's so funny. Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you're being obnoxious, I would appreciate that, but like,
I don't think he was being obnoxious. I think he was truly just thought the
movie was so bad it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about that. Like, I mean, obviously, as someone who, at least I think, okay at choosing what kind of cinema is bad and good, like to laugh at bad cinema.
Sure. Yes.
But
I mean, is it The Room bad? Probably not, but
yeah, have I ever been? You know what was weird though? Like, speaking of the Joker, my wife and I were in Florida when we went to see it, and that movie is not like, it's not funny.
No.
There are some funny like mildly funny parts to it.
Yes, where you would like maybe have a or a
Yeah, it's really uncomfortable. It's a really uncomfortable movie to watch. It's supposed to be. But
yes.
like when we saw it in Florida, and this is before the pandemic, 2 years before. Um, it was packed with teenagers, and they thought it was hilarious. Like they laughed a lot, and my wife and I were like, "This is weird. Why are people like this? Isn't supposed like this is super uncomfortable to watch. Why are people laughing? It's not supposed to be funny." So I guess I would get that. Like we hate when people talk anyways, but it was just that like that part was just weird to us. You know, we weren't gonna ask
Yep,
the attendants to kick out the entire teenage population in the theater of all
of course.
200, but for laughing. But I
It's
don't know. It's just
that's definitely interesting. I mean, I guess, would you contribute that a huge amount of that to like just desensitization? You know what I mean?
hmm,
Like in the terms of just
why they thought it was funny and not
yeah,
uncomfortable.
like they're just because they're used to like, oh, a guy came in and shot this guy. Haha, that's funny. It happens to our school every other month.
It was Florida.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, yeah, we've been there. It's like,
Huh.
right? Like, oh, he's got mental issues. We all have mental issues. Haha. All of us know. Like, all of us talk about it. We all know we're all on medication. Everybody.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
know what? I never thought of it in that context of Americans versus Canadians. Like
yeah,
we were
because
two
for them,
Canadians seeing it with like
it's just
this is like an everyday thing for them of like
it's
carnage
weird.
and
It's because yeah, exactly, and like
shootings
that's
and
one really strong word is carnage, and it's like people are like, oh no, like that doesn't count, blah blah blah. It's like if a bullet is fired off. Now, I would consider that carnage. I would consider a
yeah,
bullet coming out of a gun
yeah.
carnage, and then it entering in and then possibly exiting a human body, which would then result in either a fatality or serious injury or nothing.
Yeah.
Is like that's unbelievable carnage to me. And like, could you imagine being a like a 4-year-old and being like, oh yeah, like or that happened to me at 4, and then it happened at 6. And it
Yeah.
happened again like 8 times when I was 10. It's like,
I didn't really yeah, I never thought of it in that context of
never
that.
thought about it. Never, and, like, just as you mentioned it, I was like, "You know what? That's exactly one of the main things." And it is true. Sad.
But the opposite reason though why people are laughing at Morbius is because it's fucking terrible. So the 20% are on tomatoes. I wonder what it is now.
I think 16 is
Oof.
oh,
Oh,
wow.
70% for audience score.
It was at 68 before, so it's gotten a little bit
You know what?
higher.
Maybe it's not that bad. 70%?
Matt, please.
Okay, more Morbius news. I don't know if you saw this, but this is hilarious. Of
No, I did not. Please.
someone who he's weird to begin with, and he for some reason he
Yeah.
hates The Rock. Is it? He hates The Rock for doing his own thing. I don't know. Anyways, Tyrese Gibson was tricked by thinking that Martin Scorsese uh, tweeted. I was aghast to find out that it was based on a comic book. Oh, let me make it bigger so you can read it. I was aghast to find out it was based on a comic book. This is the truest height of cinema. I can't even top it. I can't even top it. A wise man admits when he is wrong, and I was wrong. I apologize to all comic book movies everywhere. And Tyrese retweeted that, saying, "Wow, wow, wow! I can't believe what just happened. Whoa! Cheers and hats off to you, Daniel Espinosa, who's the director. This is so amazing, King. This is the king of kings of cinema, Martin Scorsese. This is huge." Oh,
Not good.
yeah. So Tyrese thinks Martin Scorsese loved his movie, and
Oh,
apologized to all comic book fans everywhere, saying comic book movies are actually good because he saw Morbius. um, I hope he took this down at one point after figuring out that he got essentially rickrolled into thinking that Martin Scorsese liked his movie.
big time.
Um, the truest height of cinema, and I can't top it. I can't top it. Like that's whoever came up with that. Dude, that guy's a legend.
Ingenious.
Yeah, that guy's a legend.
Ingenious.
More shitting on Morbius. It has the lowest cinema score for moviegoers since Fantastic Four in 2015, which was
Didn't even watch it.
the Josh Trank one.
Yeah.
That had a lot of reshoots and controversy.
I believe that's the Poop on the Walls movie, right? When he was directing it, they rented him a house and he smeared poop all over the walls.
He did?
He did.
Oh.
Yeah.
He made one really good movie though. He made
Which was Chronicle, and apparently they're making a sequel to that movie that I don't think he is even attached.
Yeah, I don't. So,
yeah.
Wasn't he also? I feel like he was also attached to a Boba Fett movie at one point.
He was. Wait a minute.
Like they announced. I'm pretty sure they announced that at a Disney a Disney celebration. That he I feel like he was there to announce it. And then after Fantastic Four came out, it just disappeared.
It definitely
so many other Star Wars movies right now, huh?
It definitely disappeared. It is not here.
But at one point he was attached, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think it might have been Han Solo, honestly.
No, that was the two guys from 21 Jump Street. They were Han Solo till they got booted off. Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Right. It was a Boba Fett movie, and he actually talked about it in 2020.
In 2020, oh wow.
And he said, from the mouth of the babe himself, the poop smear himself, 2015, he quit because he knew he was gonna get fired.
He quit. Yeah, I'm out before they fire me.
Classic.
Wonder how that would. How that would have worked in his contract. Like if he had a pay or play contract, like whether the movie gets made or not. And if you quit because you take on something else, you have an out.
Right.
But if you get fired, you don't get any. I don't know. Maybe that's why he quit
that
first.
Is interesting.
He had a different project to work on. Scheduling conflicts with this poop art.
Very busy.
So the cinema score is C+ for moviegoers. Most Marvel movies get an A, like an A or an A-. A cinema score can also often give us an idea of how much word of mouth will impact box office takings. Yeah, I saw a report that Morbius might even have trouble making it to double digits for their second weekend, like 10 million. It's a lot of money to dump in the.
That's just so much money to dump. I don't understand. I don't understand how you can't just get let's just off the top of your head, the top main 5 things for the movie: director, writer, fucking music. Dare I say actor, and then I don't know, producer.
Oh wow, the production budget was only $75 million.
And they're not even going to make that back? Are you kidding me?
Well, no, they won't. I mean, so where are they at? Oh no, they're at 85 worldwide. So what is it? The production budget plus advertising is about double, so it's about they have to make 150 to make it back. They won't get there, but they might get close with streaming rights eventually. Maybe. I mean, maybe they get to 110.
I don't know.
So 40 million loss. That's like actually that's that's for Sony, that's probably a decent amount of money. Sony doesn't make a lot of money in any of their departments except for PlayStation. It's like PlayStation's the only. Well, I guess maybe after No Way Home, depending on what their cut was, that's the only movie that's made them. The Spider-Man movies are the only movies that made them money.
And I would assume that their most recent announcement of making PlayStation Now or PlayStation Plus
Premium,
a premium subscription base with 3 tiers, and it's just like, guys.
I was talking with off topic. I was talking with a PlayStation, a Sony. No, I wouldn't say he's a fanboy, but he definitely roots for Sony, and he prefers Sony over Microsoft. He actually hates the idea of the Game Pass, and because it'll Microsoft is just doing it to lose, like he thinks Microsoft is doing it and losing money and just doing it to force Sony out. And like I don't think Microsoft's losing money on it. Like
I think they took a huge hit at the beginning, but I don't know after that. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
like there's a certain number of subscribers where at 10 million subscribers this is sustainable. At 25 million, which they're at now, like their revenue has gone up for Xbox exponentially from last year.
I agree.
Like they wouldn't get other, like why would it, like if it was losing money, why would EA have their own plus join in to Game Pass for certain titles?
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Yeah, and the GDC conference, they pretty much broke it down and said everyone from indie developers to AAA studios is making money on Game Pass, including us. So
that's crazy.
I really think Sony dropped the ball on there by not including first party titles.
Yeah.
Like EA does it for their pro thing already, which is like, fuck, what did I pay for it last time? Like I only played maybe two or three EA like sports titles a year, if that. I haven't played. Well, I used to play Madden every year, but I don't play that anymore because it's fucking terrible. I should stop playing. But like when Star Wars comes out, I play that, or like some random game, or like Mass Effect. But like I'm spending more on the Game Pass than I would on two games, but because of the value of, well, there's other games that would come to the pass that I might want to play,
right?
And including their original titles day one, like it just, I don't know, it just makes sense to me to pay a bit extra than to buy two titles that I know I will play. It sucks that NHL isn't on PC, because then I wouldn't have to buy NHL every fucking year. But yeah, why would EA? Like if EA is losing money, why would EA put their first party titles included in the pass?
Unless
so I don't know. Sony just seems like,
unless there's some some backdoor deal with Microsoft, you know what I mean? Like we're gonna pay you this much per year, you know what I mean, or whatever, or et cetera, which I assume is in the contract. Like I'm assuming that Microsoft is paying companies mass amount of money.
Okay, back to comics and not video games.
Yeah, sorry.
More Morbius news. So the director came out after his movie got shit on by everyone. He talked about, because there was a lot of stuff in the trailer, like hence Spider-Man here.
Hence.
That wasn't in the movie.
Right.
All the Vulture stuff is not in the movie, except at the end credit scene, apparently. Spoiler. So in an interview with Variety, director Daniel Espinosa reiterated previous comments that in all of these universes there's a spider because he's a totem. Okay. I make the movie and then some people make the trailer. It's a weird statement. I make the movie and everything that I include in the movie, it's included. If it's not in the movie, it's because I don't think it should be included. So no, that's not in the movie. Bizarrely, the director went on to play down the fact that almost none of Toombs' scenes from the trailer made it into Morbius, and went so far as to suggest the multiverse is a Sony creation. What had to be changed was the physiology of how to move between worlds. The idea of moving between worlds was invented by Sony, not by the MCU. They did it, and I had to adjust. Okay. Sony didn't come up with the multiverse. They've been building to this for a while. Sony had nothing to do with WandaVision. And like this part here, I included everything that I include in the movie, it's included. If it's not in the movie, it's because I don't think. But you shot all of that. Like you shot all that stuff in the trailer, but you didn't put it in the movie. So either whoever made the trailer, like one hand wasn't talking to the other. Yeah. Like, okay, well, but then why would you shoot it in the first place? Unless Sony mandated that you shoot it and misdirect people?
What do they do?
I don't know. I feel
It doesn't make sense to me. Like, obviously, they put Spider-Man in the trailer to keep people interested. Like, it's not a like a hard thing to say. And if that just like obviously if it didn't fit, just say it didn't fit. Don't say I make the movie and then people make the trailer. And
other people
then
make the
if it's in
trailer.
there, it's in there. If it's not, it's not. And then I didn't put it in. So just so you know, I didn't put it in, but it's in the trailer. It's like, dog. All right.
Yeah. I feel like this is a little bit of like I want to get another job one day, so I don't want to shit on the studio who fucked up
He
my movie.
he also, I don't know if it's not listed in our news segments, but I'll mention it quickly that he recently posted online, the director of Morbius, asking all of his friends and people he knows to send him all the reviews of Morbius, even if they're bad, because he wants to grow as a person and as a director.
Oh yeah, I think I saw another quote about that. About he would get like on his first movie, people on the subway would give him tips and on what he did wrong in the scene and be like, "Oh, thanks," I guess.
It's like, okay.
Okay, so before we finish with the last couple news items, it's time
Mhm.
for marketplace stuff.
Try one more time, Matt. Do it again.
Okay. So this week's cover price top 10. So Batman Beyond the White Knight. There's no reason why this should be in the top 10. If you are unaware, this is a other world story with Batman Beyond.
Yeah, I was actually just reading about this.
Yeah, like I guess it had a low print run on the East Coast,
Hmm.
which is so fucking weird that now because it's on the East Coast, it got the A cover got low printed. That means it got low printed everywhere else. Like I walked into my comic shop and there was like a fat stack of them just sitting there. Like, um, oh, it's not. Okay, I don't know why that is that high. $45, $10. Oh, maybe the price has gone down a bit on them. People start to realize that it was just a low print run in one section of the country.
Hmm.
Amazing Spider-Man because that's ending this run. That's the Gleason variant. Two other variants. Moon Knight still in the top 10. Nova is still in the top 10 from The Man Called Nova and Marvel 1 Point with Sam Alexander. Black Number 1, which is got optioned for a show. Jabba the Hutt, which has a first appearance of somebody, a scientist with a weird name, Deva Lompop.
Lompop.
So obviously with Star Wars spec going crazy all the time because no one knows who's like anyone's fair game at this point.
Hmm.
People think she might show up. And a Detective Comics. What number is this? 647. Why is this going? Stephanie Brown. Okay. Oh, was she just cast in? Oh, she was the first Batgirl slash got cast in Gotham Knights, I think.
Oh, really?
I think that's it, Stephanie.
I'm not sure.
Yes. Stephanie Brown, Batgirl.
Would you
The
look
new
at?
Batgirl, daughter of Clue Master, third rate villain.
Ooh.
Yeah, so she oh, Stephanie has the spoiler. So I guess she was fucking Tim Drake, okay.
Makes sense.
Oh, she was also Robin at one point.
Okay.
And she's now Batgirl. The fifth Batgirl. Holy fuck, there's been 5.
Wow.
Okay. Okay, so keys of the week in stores this week.
Spider-Punk.
Spider-Punk, number 1, first appearance of Riot Heart, Earth's 1/3/8 version of Ironheart. Batman 122, first appearance of Angel Breaker. Love these names.
Yeah.
Alice Ever After, number 1, a 5-issue limited series that revisits Alice in Wonderland story in a dark adult-themed sequel. I mean, like American McGee's Alice? Is that kind of the same thing? Uh, Bunsen Beaver and his pal tree #1. Okay. The Joneses, following a global pandemic, a superpowered family known as Reborns face the moral dilemma of maintaining a low profile out of sight from fascist New World Order or using their powers for good.
Kind of cool.
Lady Death variant cover. Lego Ninjago. Is that how you say it? I'm not up on the
It's
Lego.
Ninjago. I think so.
Ninjago.
Ninjago. Fuck.
The Ocean Will Take Us #1. When a boy tries out for a swim team, he learns firsthand that messing with the social order of a new high school can have deadly consequences. Yeah. Red Room, Trigger Warnings #2. Stargirl #1. West of Sundown #1. Lots of #1s this week. Batman Beyond Neo Year 1. First appearance of Holographic Man, Sword of Gotham. Okay. Also the origin of Terry McGinnis.
Cool.
Earth Prime #1. First appearance of Ryan Wilder as Batwoman. Previously appeared in Batgirl 50, not in costume. Wonder Woman Historia, Amazing Spider-Man 238 reprint. Facsimile reprint. Black Widow #15. I just thought this cover was cool. That's why I included it in the chart topper.
That's cool.
That's cool. Captain Marvel #1. Looks like there's a new intergalactic species named the Kraskis.
Yeah.
Karaskis? Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Deadpool Bad Blood #1. First appearance of Thumper in a standard comic. Marauders is relaunching with Marauders #1. Solicitation seems to point towards a new team, new villains, new mysteries. Cassandra Nova joins the Marauders. Possible first cameo team appearance of the Kin Crimson, an intergalactic secret society mentioned in the solicitation of issue 3. Moon Knight #10, first appearance of Rutherford Winter, accomplished ex-Hydra assassin. Previously appeared in a trade paperback release of Daughters of the Dragon. Strange #2, X-Force 27, first appearance of Cerebrax, a sentient and murderous offshoot of the Cerebro technology. And X-Men Red #1, premiere issue of the mutants on Araco live on Mars. Live on Mars.
What the
Storm,
hell?
Abigail, Brand, Vulcan, and Cable.
What are they gonna do on Mars? How many villains are over there?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out with X-Men Red #1.
I guess they're gonna come back to Earth probably.
Well, Magneto's on the cover there, but it doesn't say he's in the new team. So, although I haven't read Trial of Magneto, so I don't know what happened. If he got sent to the pit or Long Sabretooth or what. Okay, 2 more news items this week. And then we'll let you go. Okay, Moon Knight gets review bombed.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
Kinda. I didn't see the whole explanation.
Did you catch the scene though? Where do you think, without looking at it, what do you think people are upset about?
I was just gonna assume either something to do with like inside the museum, or that the way that they showed like a god or something.
Okay. It was in the museum, but it had nothing to do with that. So, because Ethan Hawke acknowledged the Armenian Genocide, people started review bombing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right? Like, fucking kidding me. Moon Knight saw great praise from critics prior to its release. The audiences appear to be in agreement. With only 1 episode out in the open, the premiere has teased how Egyptian mythology will play into the series. Moon Knight's powers famously stem from the god Khonshu, but Ethan Hawke's villainous Arthur Harrow appears to have an interest in another Egyptian legend. Harrow was shown to have a large following in his cult, which worships the Egyptian deity Ammit. The mythological god supposedly believed in judging people. Okay, so Moon Knight, in explaining the legend of Ammit, Harrow made references to numerous historical events, including Hitler's regime, the Armenian Genocide, and more, one of which led to Moon Knight being review bombed. So, The Armenian Genocide has been recognized by countless governments,
For a long
um,
time.
even though the Turkish government still says it wasn't genocide. Um, this is known fact. I don't get why people are upset about being told. Like, okay, so if you're a Turkish citizen and you hate Armenians, do you? I guess you don't like being reminded of your terrible history. Is that why you review bombed it, or it's because you don't believe it actually happened? Because it did. The Armenian Genocide involved the killing and deportation of the Armenians by the Ottoman Empire during World War I from 1915 to 1917. The total deaths are said to be between 600,000 and 1.5 million. The Turkish government still calls the deportation of the Armenians to be a legitimate action that cannot be considered genocide. While everyone else in the world disagrees with you. Um,
Oh my god. Well,
so it got review bombed at IMDb.
mm,
Stop telling lies. There's no Armenian genocide. You historical ignorance.
nice.
Are you all illiterate or anything else? I don't know what that means, or
Aw.
anything else. Don't you ever read a real historical document? We're really,
Mm.
really, and really
Ah,
tired of
really,
real
really, and
lies and
really.
ignorance.
Okay.
Uh, Another expensive, crappy propaganda garbage. It's like a Netflix propaganda series, but more expensive and more political. Could you give me an
Okay.
example of a Netflix propaganda? Like, what would be a Netflix propaganda series? Like, do you mean like a story, like documentaries on
I'm assuming
war?
documentaries that they don't agree with, right? It would just be a
Penguin documentary would be better. Penguin documentary? What penguin? Does he mean the thing
uh
from like 2002 with Morgan Freeman?
I don't know, but there is a documentary called Penguin Town on Netflix, and it's narrated by Patton Oswalt, and it's amazing.
Oh, maybe he means that one. Um,
It's so good.
One review called the series out for racism and vilification of a nation, and
Huh.
referred to a special effort in recent years to vilify a nation's society. A bad series. There are too many scenes that contain elements of racism and vilification of a nation. There has been a special effort in recent years to vilify a nation and society.
Hmm.
He doesn't really say what
Yeah.
nation. Does he mean Turkey and
So
the
many solid
Turkish
points.
people? A fourth of many reviews criticize the U.S. film history for pumping false historical information and what he calls fake Armenian genocide bullshit. Nowadays, the U.S. film industry likes to pump false historical information about the fake Armenian genocide bullshit. Obviously, the Armenian lobby works hard and influences this false information all over the world. This title is another piece of this lobbying effort. Nothing more. Strong thumbs down.
Hmm.
Um, well, it hasn't hit it too poorly. I'm assuming like this 1 and 2 here is like that's all that is.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's the case.
And the rest is
Yeah.
yeah. I don't
Uh,
know. The first episode was great. I'm totally interested in seeing the next one.
yeah, enjoyed episode one. I was there's just a few odd script choices I thought, and also just a few CGI scenes where I was like kind of like eh.
What were the script things?
Just the way I think just the way that they had the side characters talk. I think it's more along the lines of because they're going to be so focused on all of the personalities that he's going to have with obviously,
Oh, you
side of
mean
doing the
Concho and Mark Spector? How they talked?
no, sorry, how the how the like all the people in the show, like all the side
Do you hate
characters.
English accents? Was that what
No,
you said?
not at all. It was just how they were. That's just how they were speaking to him. It felt kind of like forced. I don't know. It was whatever. But
His manager is
the lady was really funny. She was good. Yeah, I
it's
liked her.
funny. She was a terrible manager. She was treating him terribly.
Oh yes, no, for most definitely. I meant funny as an actress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah. Other than that, at the end, I saw like a claw go through a door, and not like it didn't phase through,
Oh,
Superman
really?
style. It was just like, yeah, it went. I could just see it went right through. It was supposed to be opening the door, but the claw went through, and I was just like, "Get mad."
Well, you should go down
Um,
to the street to that visual effects place that
I
you,
should,
you
I should.
realized they probably did it.
I was
Just
also
protest
kind of,
outside their door. Fix Moon Knight.
I was also a little bit bummed
Yeah.
that uh, with the one shot they show of the suit, like it's CGI.
But
So it's
yeah.
just like, I
But
just wish.
all suits almost at this point are CGI.
No, I don't want them. I want
I don't want them,
real.
Mom.
I want to be
Don't
real.
don't even go to school and see a CGI suit.
I don't want it. Anyway, yeah. So other than that, really liked it. Can't wait. I know it's gonna get wacky,
Yeah.
and I'm excited. I hope someone shows up in the show. We'll see.
Someone shows up in the show.
Well, like
Well, there are any number of someones
cameo
that could
stuff.
show up in the show.
I know. That's what I mean.
Okay. Last article for today. Top 10 Bleeding Cool bestseller list of the week. Like we saw on Coverprice, Amazing Spider-Man number 93, Batman Beyond White Knight, Hulk number 5, which I just read last night.
And
It's leading to big things in the Hulk universe.
cool.
Mortal X-Men number 1, Shadow War Alpha number 1, Batman 1 Dark Knight, which is also pretty good. It's if you know the cover, if you know the artist Jock, it's I don't know if it's his first Batman comic of him actually writing, but it's been pretty good so far. Buffy the Vampire Slayer 25th anniversary, Hulk Grand Design Monster number 1. I don't know what that one was. X-Men Unlimited number 1, and Sonic the
Cool.
Hedgehog. Oh, so Sonic the Hedgehog comes out this week. Are you excited?
How's it already? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I feel like I watched the first one like yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Crazy.
So you're not excited?
Um,
Uh,
I don't know about that.
did you like the? You didn't like the first one?
I did. I liked it.
Oh,
You know what? I thought it was all right. I didn't mind it. I thought it was all decent, cheeky fun, and like I thought Jim Carrey's Doctor Sputnik or
Ro-
whatever.
Robotnik,
Sorry,
Sputnik, please.
Sorry, I'm a little tired. Um, Doctor Robotnik. I liked it a lot. I liked his character. I liked the character, how he did it.
Uh, yeah, yeah. It was. Well, the first one was good. I don't know that I'll go see. I don't know. I'm contemplating. Maybe I'll wait till after.
I don't think I'll go to the
Oh,
movies to see it. No, no,
okay.
and no.
So he's not. He's not that excited about it. Okay. Um.
Unfortunately.
Okay. Well, that has been Slingin Books Talkin Shop for this week, presented by Yousellcomics. We'll be back next week. I'm gonna try and do. I didn't do a Guardians video this week. No, I didn't do one last week, so I'll try and do them this week. Although we are going on a little vacation finally for a weekend. Josh and I are going to see each other in person after like 3-4 years. When was the last time we saw each other?
Would have been
Our wedding?
no. It would have been your birthday.
No, I haven't had a birthday party in
What
years.
did I come for?
I think it might have been when we met at the diner in Mississauga or something.
I thought it was.
No, you know
I
what?
thought it
I'm
was
pretty sure it's
after
the wedding.
that. No, I thought it was the one where we were at the hell was it? I can't remember. Anyway, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah. So we'll be doing that. So I don't know if I can get around to it. I'll try. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Thanks.
Yeah.